Good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting on Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. Could I have the roll call, please?
Peg Coniff.
Here.
Salem Derby.
Present.
Omar Gomez. JP Kozinski.
Here.
Bill Lynch.
Here.
Joe McCoy.
Here.
Tom Peak.
Here.
Dan Rist.
Here.
Owen Zaret.
Okay. Could we please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is now behind us.
So used to it there.
To the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have no minutes to approve at this point. So as I mentioned before, does anyone having official subcommittee, but if any chair would like to make a brief comment on anything that's happened in the meantime, this would be your opportunity. Not seeing it? Okay, so we can move on. Mayor Communications, Mayor LaChapelle.
Items that are not on the agenda, just a quick update. The Community Relations Committee has formally elected officers. So the chair is Jane Hamill. The vice chair, who will be actually the active secretary taking minutes in the meeting, is Rebecca Pasa. And they have chosen the second Tuesday of the month to meet, and we'll have details about their next meetings, and there's a couple of hiccups through the summer, but then starting in September it'll be that second Tuesday. So that's a long time coming, and we'll have a little statement coming out for that, but I wanted to let this body know. We also received from the Department of Revenue the last 3 months of local cannabis tax revenue. That was just over $163,000.
In 3 months.
In 3 months, and remember, that's 3 full months. So first was 57, so we're still on an uptick as far as revenue. You know, and we'll see what, again, just happens the next 6 months. I'll just repeat the money goes into the general fund, and we have it aside to know what it is, like we would do with meals tax. But that did come in, and it seems the state is really rolling. It's coming in regularly with meal tax, and they're on schedule.
That's great. So, one more question. The new business, is that something you want to comment at all, or would you rather just wait for subcommittee and discussions there at this point?
I mean, after the planning board and the recommendations that they came out with, and conversations with Councilor Kwasinski, I'd rather put together the fullest possible packet for subcommittee meeting, which we almost have together, and we'll do a big PDF and get all the maps together. I'm waiting for one, and I want to make sure I have an updated document from the school building committee as far as maps and what MSBA has said okay to. So we're up to date in their design process.
Okay, Councilor Riss?
I just have one thing. The clarity on the urgency of the matter is that if we don't get this passed, it'll delay the bidding going out in the fall. So we want to get this done by the 10th.
Oh, yes, and
Otherwise, the bidding gets delayed because SPS won't approve the project bid
Right.
documents. Am I correct on that?
correct.
Okay. Thank
And-
you.
Okay. Any more questions for the mayor? Okay, thank you very much. So new business, I think these are both going to look like they're going to property. So Councilor Kwasinski, do you want to move them, and then also maybe some public hearings for July 10th for these both?
We have 2 items. The roundabout purchase or exchange or taking by eminent domain. That's the questions that'll be before this council, and we can move that item to the property committee. And also, there is a request to discontinue a public road in the city, and that's Brewster Avenue. So there are 2 separate requests, which I'd like to move.
Okay.
Second.
Motion second to move to property, the Park Street acquisition and discontinuance of Brewster Avenue in regard to the new elementary school project roundabout. Additional questions or comments on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes.
We were hoping that we could meet on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I don't know if that's something that might make sense for the property meeting. I see we have some folks from Williston here. Wednesday, at 6 o'clock is a possibility that Counselor Peak and Counselor McCoy can definitely be there. Counselor Zaret is just coming back from vacation, so I don't know if that's convenient with the parties to discuss the
That'll be the
subject.
26th.
Wednesday, the 26th. If not, the alternative would be Thursday.
Thursday I've got
There's a charter meeting.
charter
Thursday.
review.
There's charter review.
Well, look, I mean,
So
it
you're
looks
saying
like
yes?
the 6th.
It looks like the
6th.
26th at 6 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. Someone from Wilson will be there. Terrific.
There was that 6:15 that Tom, 6:15, let's call it 6:15.
Okay.
And that may even give Counselor Peak a little longer Counselor Zaret a little longer to get back from vacation by a few minutes. 6:15.
Like
On
I
6/20.
believe conference room 1, the next one down. But this is the plan. If not, there'll be a sign otherwise. Okay, and do I set a public hearing for that now too, Council?
Would like to set a public hearing for the first meeting in July,
meeting.
July 10th at 6:15.
Second.
Okay, we have a
Discuss
motion.
this matter.
Yep, a motion, a second, to set a public hearing, 6:15 PM, July 10th, to discuss the Park Street acquisition discontinuance of Brewster Avenue in regard to the new roundabout. Additional questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, motion passes. Then I think you have B too. Because I believe it's an easement. I believe that's why we're thinking property for it.
The issue was with regard to a charging station here in the city, and the discussion is regarding easement, and I'd like to move that to Property Committee also.
Second.
Okay, is motion second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, motion passes. And public hearing for it too, so.
Is there urgency for the?
If we could, yeah,
That's one.
Does that require? a
would like to dedicate, if possible, to
Yes.
school project.
So we have 2 grants that are competing. Eversource, we have to combine the Mass EVP grant with Eversource program. Eversource got a little bit behind in the prep, and now we're up against a July 1 timeline to have the easement go forward. And
July 1, but this is July 10th.
we've asked for an extension.
So I guess
And
we
they said
do need a
July
public
10th would be
hearing.
fine. I've written a letter of intent that we are going forward with city council and that we will know on July 10th if we have approval or not. And they said that that attempt and intent was enough, understanding that there could be a contrary vote to what is being asked for.
Then, would it make sense, Councilor Peak, to meet on Monday, since this is
Which Monday?
this coming Monday, to meet on the matter of the solar?
Well, I think Councilor
can't you
Zaret's
do
going to
both?
be on
He's
vacation.
going to be away, yes.
Why can't we do this in one night? We don't
We'll just have a long night.
Hey, I've been in charter meetings for 3 hours.
Bring a sleeping bag, okay, good.
So we'll address this
try
as
to
well
do
on the
that, yeah.
26th? Okay.
We'll do that, both.
And then, so I guess if you can set a public hearing, if you don't mind, for that as well on the 10th.
So we'd like to move a public hearing for July 10th.
Second.
Okay, so a motion is second for setting a public hearing, 7:10, 6:15 PM, or July 10th, says 6:15 PM chambers relating to the EV charging station Eversource license agreement for 50 Payson Avenue and Pleasant Street Mills. Additional questions or comment on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion passes. So I think we did our business for tonight. Is there
Do you want to move those for a public hearing?
I just did.
No, I'm sorry.
no,
I'm talking to
no.
Counselor Derby.
We'll wait.
Should we wait?
We'll wait.
Okay.
So I think we've done all the business we are on our agenda, and there is no new business for tonight, so I'll
Move we adjourn?
Second.
motion second adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion passes.
You're done, Jen.
First question.